Today we're going to cover Chapter 15, Over-the-Counter Prescription and Herbal Drugs. So prescription and over-the-counter drugs. We'll start with prescription. So prescription drugs are available only by recommendation of a licensed health professional, such as a physician or a doctor. Non-prescription are over-the-counter or OTC products that are available on request and generally do not require approval by a health professional. Prescriptions and over-the-counter drugs have been viewed differently by the public since the classifications were established by the Durham-Humphrey Amendment of 1951. In general, the public views over-the-counter drugs as less effective, safe, and rarely abused, and prescription drugs as much more potent and potentially dangerous. However, the distinctions are not always accurate. Some interesting facts. Each year, people in the United States spend over $18 billion on over-the-counter products, and more than 300,000 different over-the-counter products are available and are on the market. Over-the-counter expenditures comprise about 60% of the annual purchase in the U.S., and an estimated 3 or 4 people routinely self-medicate with these drug products. Abuse of over-the-counter drugs. Over-the-counter products generally have a greater margin of safety than their prescription counterparts, and that's why they were deemed as over-the-counter. But issues of abuse need to be considered because there are things such as physical dependence and psychological dependence. Non-prescription products that can be quite habit-forming, such as decongestants, laxatives, antihistamines, sleep aids, and antacids. And OTC drugs are more likely to be abused by members of the general public who inadvertently become dependent due to excessive self-medication than by hardcore drug addicts. The FDA is attempting to make more drugs available to the general public by switching some frequently used and safe prescription medications to the OTC status. There have been approximately 80 to 90 active ingredients that have been switched over, leading to more than 700 new over-the-counter drug products. Many of the major health problems in the U.S. can be treated with over-the-counter medications, and if done correctly, safe care with OTC medications can provide significant relief from minor or self-limiting health problems at a very minimal cost. Labeling. Required label information includes the approved use of the product, detailed instructions on the safe and effective use, and cautions or warnings to those at greater risk when taking the medication. Some rules for proper OTC drug use include always knowing what you're taking, know what the side effects are, read and heed the warnings and cautions associated with those OTCs, do not use anything for more than 1 to 2 weeks, be cautious if you're also taking prescription drugs or herbal products, and make sure you talk to your pharmacist or physician to discuss any kind of reactions that can occur with the medications you're taking. If you don't need them, you should not use them. Types of over-the-counter drugs. There are internal analgesics. Also, there are some therapeutic considerations to consider. So types of over-the-counter drugs. There are cold allergy and cough remedies such as decongestants, antitussives, expectorants, vitamin C, sleep aids, antihistamines can be used for them, as well as natural things like melatonin, and stimulants to help a person stay awake or produce energy. Gastrointestinal medications such as antacids and anti-heartburn medications. There are diet aids, skin products for acne or sun products, skin first aid products, and OTC herbal products. There are currently more than 10,000 prescription products that are sold in the U.S. approximately 1,500 different drugs, with 20 to 50 new medications that are approved by the FDA every year. 3.9 billion drug prescriptions were written in 2009 at a cost of more than $300 billion. According to the Durham-Humphrey Amendment of 1951, drugs are controlled with prescription if they are habit-forming, not safe for self-medication, intended to treat ailments that require the supervision of a health professional, and new and without any established safe track record. Over 15 million Americans use prescription drugs for non-medical purposes each year. 3 classes that are most likely to be abused include narcotic analgesics, CNS stimulants, or CNS depressants. Illicit use of prescription drugs may be promoted by several reasons, such as in order to relieve withdrawal caused by drug habits, to treat infections caused by drug abuse, to provide a source of fresh, clean needles for injecting drugs of abuse, and for a prolonged high caused by other drugs of abuse. When a physician prescribes a drug, a patient should insist on answering the following questions. What's being treated? What's the desired outcome? What are the possible side effects of the drug? And how should the drug be taken to minimize problems in order to maximize the benefits? So there's the generic and their proprietary drugs. Generic are those official, non-patented, non-proprietary name of a drug. The term generic is used by the public to refer to the common name of a drug that is not subject to a trademark right. Proprietary are the brand or trademark names that are registered with the U.S. Patent Office. Proprietary denoted medications are marketed under specific brand names. An example would be Valium. Typically, the brand names are, again, more expensive than the generic. Common categories of prescription drugs. We have analgesics, which are non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, NSAIDs, are narcotic analgesics. Antibiotics, antibacterials, antidepressants, anti-diabetic drugs, and bronchodilators. Cardiovascular drugs include antihypertensive agents, anti-anginal agents, drugs to treat congestive heart failure, cholesterol, and lipid-lowering drugs. Hormone-related drugs, sedative hypnotic agents, stimulants, and drugs to treat HIV. Patients should always ask the following. Why am I taking this drug? How should I be taking this drug? What are the active ingredients in this drug? What are the most likely side effects? And how long will I be taking this drug? How to deal with unused prescription drugs. You should never flush extra medication, as it may contaminate our water supply. You should always store in a secure place so they can't be stolen. Do not leave labels with your personal information on your prescription drugs you're disposing, so be sure to peel them off, tear them up before disposing of them. And place drugs in a bag with either coffee or cat litter before throwing them away. You can also drop medications off at a secure drop-off box. Many times you can contact your hospitals or local trash collectors to find out if there is a place where you can take your unused drugs.